Pedagogy of Environmental Studies. Unit 2. Understanding, Teaching and Learning EVS from the perspective of learners. David Paul Ausubel. Ausubel was an American psychologist who was born on the 25th October 1918 in Brooklyn, New York. His most significant contribution to the fields of educational psychology was on advanced Organiser. He received a bachelor degree in psychology from the University of Pennsylvania and a PhD in developmental psychology from Columbia University in 1950. Ausubel theorized that people acquire knowledge primarily by being exposed directly to it rather than through discovery. In other words, Ausubel believed that understanding concepts, principles, and ideas are achieved through deductive reasoning. He believed in the idea of meaningful learning as opposed to rote memorization. Through his belief of meaningful learning, Ausubel developed his theory of advanced Organiser. Meaningful learning. To learn meaningfully, individuals must relate new knowledge to relevant concepts they already know. The concept of meaningful learning is that learned information is completely understood and can be used to make connections with other previously known knowledge, aiding in further understanding. Meaningful learning is often contrasted with rote learning, a method in which information is memorized without elements of understanding or relation to other objects or situations. Because meaningful learning involves recognition of the links between concepts, it has the privilege of being transferred to long-term memory. The most crucial element in meaningful learning is how the new information is integrated into the old knowledge structure. Ausubel believes that knowledge is hierarchically organized, that new information is meaningful to the extent that it can be related, attached, and anchored to what is already known. Meaningful learning can incorporate many different techniques, such as concept mapping and hands-on tasks. Advanced Organiser. An advanced organiser is a tool used to introduce the lesson or topic and illustrate the relationship between what the students are about to learn and the information they have already learned. Advanced Organiser is a practice which can be used at the beginning of a class or a new unit to present new information to students. Advanced Organiser provides an organizational framework that teachers develop prior to presenting information to students. This framework prepares students for what they are about to learn and can help provide links between new ideas and similar concepts. Examples of advanced Organiser are pictures, story on a chart, checklist, timeline, maps, and concept maps. By using an advanced organizer to link new information to old information, new information can be remembered more easily. Types of advanced organizer. According to Ausubel, there are two types of advanced organizer. Number 1, comparative organizer, and number 2, expository organizer. Comparative organizer. Comparative organizer is used when students are already acquainted with the information. By acting as reminders, the organizer activates existing schemas to build on the prior knowledge of students. The main goal of comparative organizer is to activate existing schemas and is used as reminders to bring into memory of what we may not realize are relevant. A comparative organizer is also used both to integrate as well as discriminate. It integrates new ideas with basically similar concepts in cognitive structure, and it increases discriminability between new and existing ideas that are deceptively similar but have essential differences. Example of comparative organizer is the one which is used for a history lesson on revolutions. This organizer might be a statement that contrasts military uprising with physical and social changes involved in the Industrial Revolution. Expository organizer. Expository organizer is used when new learning material is unfamiliar to learner, and learner requires some scaffolding to link new concepts to what they already know. Expository organizer provides new knowledge that students will need to understand the upcoming information. They often relate what the learner already knows with the new and unfamiliar material. This in turn is aimed to make the unfamiliar material more plausible to the learner. Example of expository organizer is the concept of a right angle in mathematics class. A teacher could ask students to point out examples of right angle that they can find in the classroom. By asking students to do this, it helps to relate students' present knowledge of familiar classroom objects with the unfamiliar concept of a 90-degree right angle. An advanced organizer is not a summary or review of a previous lesson. It is also does not provide a structure for the current lesson. Instead, it provides a structure for student thinking. It acts as a conceptual bridge from old information to new information. Classroom implications of Ausubel theory. Ausubel Advanced Organizer model makes new learning easier by linking up new information with previously existing relevant material in the mind of learners. According to Ausubel, it is important for teachers to provide a preview of information to be learned by providing a brief introduction about the way that information is going to be presented. Link old information to something new being taught, which helps students to recognize that the topic they are going to learn is not totally new, but can be related to a previously learned concept or process. The following are the educational implications of Ausubel theory. Number 1. Reception learning is important as most of school learning involves presentation of concepts rather than their discovery. Number 2. Abstract concepts can be taught effectively and help pupils grasp higher order relationships between abstractions. Number 3. Since meaningful learning depends on critical ability and readiness to receive, teachers should make use of adequate pedagogical techniques such as precise and accurate definition of concepts, giving similarities and differences between related concepts, and enabling learners to define in their own words. Number 4. Since single concept is easier to retain rather than to remember many specific items, hence clear, relevant, advanced organizer should be provided. Number 5. When we teach separate chapters, one after the other, children have to learn details of the topics. This adversely affects learning and retention. Advanced Organizer therefore facilitates meaningful learning and its retention. Number 6. Developing thinking skills in students requires specific instruction and practice rather than applications. Strengthening cognitive structures helps students retain information longer, and Advanced Organizer provide students with basic structures on which to build new concepts. Number 7. Before teaching new mathematical concepts, teachers should motivate students and relate new concepts with pre-existing knowledge. For example, to teach about heights and distances, teacher must remind students about sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cut, and other conditions of trigonometry. Thank you.